my name is Victor Czar. I'm the Public Works Director for the City of Sanford. I've worked there for 31 years. Started as a city engineer, and I've been the Public Works Director for the last 13 or so. And I think it was day 3 when Eddie first came into our office to talk about collecting data and digitizing something and doing. I'm saying, what are you talking about? But now we've come to where we are today, and he's been very helpful along the way. The information inside this model was built over time, and there's a lot of information in there. It's got all the asset types, sizes, ages. It took a while to get there, but then we could use it to leverage what Eddie's talking about, and to go get some CDBGI money and say, hey, look, this is on our asset management plan. Because we have all this information, we could build an asset management plan. This is a high priority, which gave us a lot of points when it comes to
that's right. Major application even stronger.
Absolutely.
Right. And again, it also explained, help explain why are we doing work in this area, exactly. Right? Because I mean, again, if I look, these are lines that are actually in worse condition than these here. Yes. But the answer is I can get external funding for these now. Yes. Right. And I can get these off of my backlog.
Even grant funders want you to use the money effectively.
Right.
That's your story. I mean, you have a way to show them that it's relevant and we're not wasting it.
And when we went through this exercise, looking at the land use and looked at the sewer system, the darker brown lines are some of the major outfalls that were interceptors that come through town. And what's highlighted in green is basically where, with the new land use plan, where we've got some capacity issues. And so why does that matter? Well, one, again, it needs to go into the life cycle model. Because again, the last thing I want to do is go in here, next year and line this pipe because it's aged, only 5 years later to go dig it up or burst it because it's undersized, because it's not big enough. So let's go ahead, if we're going to replace it, let's go ahead and make it bigger to what it's going to need to be in the future. What is the timing of that? When is that going to need to happen? Again, do I line that up with when I'm going to pave that road as well? If I'm going to go, if my pavement model is telling me to pave this road that this is under, well, should I pave it? No, I should let it go ahead and deteriorate down and wait till I'm going to do the sewer project that's under it. So that's why it's so important to really start to line all of this up and be able to tell that story. Again, this is literally the story that we kind of told to the city council, and it was amazing to see them kind of light up and it connect.
Yep. Yep. To that point, we know this.
Yeah.
Internally, we know this, but it's hard to relay. This makes it simple. A picture is worth 10,000 words, not 9,000.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And it was kind of funny too. You mentioned the 2 to 3 houses per acre there. That came up in that same meeting.
Yeah.
And you could see initially it was like, yeah, that's not a problem. And then afterward, it's like, that might be a problem. So again, we were able to see it like that day, a change in behavior, exactly. A change in the way of thinking. Again, it was how to help make that council become more proactive and less reactive, right? Exactly. Not just wait until there's a crisis.
Not to take it to failure.
Right, not take it to failure, right? Not take it to crisis. And so nobody wants to manage in crisis, so particularly a public works director does not like to manage in crisis.
You don't sleep well with it.
So the value for Sanford, Vic, I'll let you kind of go through maybe a couple of these as we close out.
Yeah, I'm not going to read the slide, but I'll say this. It does provide a great way, all this effort provides a great way to show them what you've been trying to tell them. Okay, and there is a difference. There's a significant difference. And it quickly identifies your weakness. And it quickly identifies a need that somebody is going to have to address if you want to develop in this way, right? Because the land use plan was developed absent of any utility input.
Right.
But I'm not so sure that the land use plan won't be modified now that we have the ability to have this kind of utility input.
Right.
Right. So there's real applications is the point to this that I think would make us a better city than we would be without it.